I thought it meant liar. No?
About going to the moon. On the way, we're going to watch a couple of videos NASA prepared for you to see.
It's amongst the stars.
And
We've looked at the stars with wonder and amazement. Their glow guiding our travel for centuries. The more we learn about our universe, the more questions we have.
I'm Emma Rocket. It represents NASA's earliest efforts to send humans into space.
And launching the most technologically advanced scientific instruments to date.
45,000 steel beams, 1 million steel bolts, amounting to almost 100,000 tons of steel. Notice the flag painted on the outside of the VAB? It's the size of a 21-story building. The blue section alone is the size of an NBA basketball. Each star is 6 feet across, and each red and white stripe is wide enough for this bus to drive down. And the entire VAB? It's so huge that the Roman topped the SLS rocket. This capsule is designed to facilitate human exploration of the moon, and eventually Mars.
Take a look at the 4-story building with the slanted windows as we drive through this area. This is the launch.
Basically, will be the very last place on Earth that the crew will be before they're in the spacecraft and headed to space. Now, the weight room provides a contamination-free environment out next to the spacecraft, and as you suspect, it's white. Hence the white room.
Makes sense. Now, how does the mobile launcher support the SLS rocket?
The mobile launcher provides fuel and power to the SLS and the Orion. It's actually the stacking platform for the rocket. So the platform next to this 380-foot tower that the rocket is actually built next to, and then the umbilical arms attached to it to provide that fuel and power.
Wow. And so does the mobile launcher actually go all the way to the launch pad with the rocket?
It does, and the crawler transporter comes in, picks up the mobile launcher with the rocket, transports that entire thing out to the pad in preparation for the launch.
Wow. Oh, that is very impressive.
It is, and I hope everyone here today.
okay. All right, my mic's working better now. Over here to the left, this is the vehicle assembly building. It's 525 feet tall. This is a Sunday, so many people Falcon 9 rockets. There's also new companies over there that will be launching: Firefly, Relativity, Blue Origin, to name a few. This rockets out to the launch pad. They used it during this Saturn V days and Space Shuttle days also. You can see the crawler tracks on the road right now. You can see how it goes over this road, crushes.
Project manager.
I'm standing in front of crawler transporter number 2 at the Kennedy Space Center. Crawler transporter number 2 will be used for the SLS program to take the launch vehicle back and forth to the pad. We will begin by going underneath the mobile launcher. We'll pick it up, we'll take it over to the VAB. They'll then assemble the launch vehicle on top of the mobile launcher, and then we'll come back to the VAB. We'll slide underneath it again, we'll pick it up, we'll take it out to the pad. A trip of about 4.2 miles. It'll take us about 7 hours to get there. But during our trip to the launch pad, we'll roll over a specially prepared crawler way that consists of
the other side of the building, but the one closest to us here is the one that is being used to transport the new mobile launcher right now. It's had upgrades done to it already. The crawler's top speed loaded is 1 mile per hour, top speed unloaded is 2 miles per hour, and it only gets 32 feet to the gallon. So it doesn't move unless if it has to move. If you look in the corner, you can see a cab sticking out that says CT2 on it, with glass around it. With windows. That's where the driver would be. So when they're driving, the driver stands the whole time, and they switch out drivers about every 30 minutes because they say it's kind of like watching paint dry. If the crawler needs to go in reverse, it does not. The driver gets out of that cab, walks around the yellow railings all the way over to the opposite corner of the crawler and gets into another cab and drives forward. When the crawler's moving, there's people walking all around it. Some of those people are on gopher tortoise duty. So a gopher tortoise is like a turtle, but it lives on land, and it's one of our endangered species out here. So when the gopher tortoise, if it's walking towards the crawler, they'll pick it up, move it out of the way. But if it's moving in the same direction as the crawler,
Why 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic?
Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the
Launches from, so you can go out there, get a good look at the launch pads, but when you get off the bus, just wait in front of the silver doors so they open. Whenever you're ready to leave, just exit through the gift shop, get on any bus, then it will take you directly back to the beginning to the visitors complex.
Beams, 1 million steel bolts amounting to almost 100,000 tons of steel. Notice the flag painted on the outside of the VAP? It's the size of a 21-story building. The blue section alone is theirs. A pine tree along the Kennedy Parkway has been home to the largest eagle's nest on Kennedy Space Center. Eagles have long been